Alrighty then. Once again, after I had already gotten a bowl out of the cabinet, I proceeded to grab another. Let's just take a few minutes before we get into this. Because I need some time to get myself situated. And I'm doing something at the moment, which means you wouldn't be able to see my face anyway. So why bother turning on the camera until after I'm finished? Safe though. DZIC, hello. Hello, Moon GB. Thank you kindly for the like. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the second like. Very much appreciated. Just to reiterate, the reason why my camera is not on is due to the fact that I'm taking care of some things. And due to that, you wouldn't really be seeing anything. What game do I play? Well, I have played a variety of games in the past, but all I've really been playing for quite some time now is Diablo 2. I really need to figure out a plan for how to accomplish the things that I want to get done in it. Because grinding act bosses is not going to be the way to go. I need torches first and foremost, which means that I need to get a smiter. So I need to get no Roblox. Never have, never will. Do I speak any language besides English? No. I know a few words in Italian. Some things I've picked up on here and there from watching anime and from this CD I had for learning to speak Japanese. Um, I've heard maybe a few words in Spanish. But you tend to forget words when they're not being used regularly. But I'll try to say what I can remember. Um, but I don't think I recall their meaning. Uh, so for Japanese, there's let's see. Let's see if I can remember. Um, there was oego ga and wakarimasu. Gonna try to remember what those meant. Those actually might have been sentences, or the Japanese derivative of a sentence. I think they mean like, can you speak Japanese, or do you speak Japanese, or maybe a greeting of some sort. Um, there was also Nihongogo, which I do not remember at all what that means. How old am I? 37. You speak German. That's awesome. I will occasionally try to sing along to Ramstein when I listen to them. And I think my pronunciation is usually spot on, but I don't know. Uh, I do have, I want to say, a lot of German ancestry because, well, my grandfather's last name is Fulham, and that's a German surname. Uh, and he even told me that I think it was his grandmother spoke fluent German and came from Germany. Plus there was it his grandfather whose name was Vogt, Vought. Uh, and I'm pretty sure he would have been from Germany. Um, that's one of the reasons why I would love to visit Germany, even if I couldn't trace back my roots. I kind of feel a connection to that country. Same with Italy, because my grandmother, my grandmother's father, Louis Giannata, his parents were born in Italy and came here from there. Uh, so I obviously have Italian ancestry as well. Um, I'm quite proud of that. Um, which is why I really wish I had I hope I'll have the opportunity to visit both Italy and Germany at least one time. I have no idea how old you are. What about and water? Did I miss something? If I had money to, I would love to be able to find out. How do you, are you asking how do you donate? Safe? Because like I'm flattered that you wanna don't that you wanna send money that you wanna donate money to me, but I don't have that set up unless you wanted to go through a PayPal. If you want to do that, I can tell you what my PayPal is. 500 what? $500? Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. You want to donate $500 to me? Yeah, like once again, I'm for future reference, if anybody asks to donate, I'll say this. Only if a number of people are interested will I consider it. As you can see, I only have, I believe it's 440 some subs. That's a very small amount. Now, if I was in the thousands, maybe accepting donations could be more reasonable. But it would still feel like taking money from people that probably need it. Um, unless I was to get as high as, say, 5,000 subs and then some, and people wanted to donate like $1 per person, that would be fine. But 500? I mean, unless someone so happens to be like a millionaire or very well off, I can't possibly accept $500. Unless you could prove to me that you're rich and just want to be nice. Um, Moon, you know what? I think I have seen you here. Have you seen you here? I think I have seen you here quite a while. So, there you go. Um, okay, so it's 14 minutes in. Let's get into it. As some of you may recall, I've done a series of streams revolving around um, specific subject matter, crossovers. fan fiction crossovers. Thank you so much. And recently I've been doing crossover, let's say chats, revolving around Power Rangers, Iron Man, and the Transformers. And the concept and the premise is that Lord Zed has somehow either manipulated Megatron's forces into doing his dirty work, or found a way to flat out control Megatron into doing his bidding. And through, um, you know, that massive boost to their military might, they've proceeded to basically wipe out the Power Rangers, just overwhelm them. And the Transformers, they step in to, try and fend off the Decepticons. That's when Zed uses his magic to further empower the Decepticons, probably alongside of Rita, and possibly even Master Vile. I don't know. And thanks to that boost, they essentially destroy the Autobots. Now, Iron Man's there too. And the idea would be that he shows up first before the Autobots get there. He can't really do a thing against the Decepticons. And when the Autobots basically get trashed, I'm not going to say, completely destroyed, but damaged to the point in which they're not in any condition to fight or really even move, Zordon has no choice but to teleport the Rangers, Tony Stark, and the Autobots to a safe place. Now, obviously, Tony Stark is the odd one out, because it's like, well, why is he here? Just because. This is just for the sake of having a fun, conversation where you don't think too hard about it. What's my favorite food? It's difficult to answer. I have more than one. Anywho. Considering Tony Stark has no knowledge of Transformers physiology, and because they don't have access to their own technology, which could otherwise be used to repair them, they will eventually cease to function. And we know what that means. Their bodies will shut down and their sparks will fizzle out. So, either together or maybe just Zordon and Optimus come to the conclusion that they must, and this is actually a recent addition to this idea I had, they must create something that can contain the Transformer sparks until they can find a way to build new bodies for them. These containers will allow the Transformers to help the Rangers and Tony to fight. Transformer fan, hey, love the name. How's it going? I hope you'll enjoy this little silly uh, crossover discussion I'm having. So they place the sparks of the Transformers into these containers, if you will. And I'm sure you can see where this is going. The containers are basically built by Tony Stark. And bear in mind that the Transformers' bodies are not gone. Like the parts that make up their bodies, the armor, it's still there. It's just that they can't function, right? They were too heavily damaged. So basically, the Transformers' bodies are essentially rebuilt into suits of armor. I know that sounds incredibly bizarre, probably sounds insulting to the Transformers, but that's the only way this can work. Somehow, some way that happens. Maybe through some level of magic. Maybe Zordon uses his power and combines it with, all their technological knowledge and whatnot to make it so that the Transformers can essentially function as new Power Rangers suits. Yes, I know, incredibly bizarre. And then obviously you've got Iron Man who knows who knows how to build suits of armor. And so, long story short, it happens. Thank you. Um, at first, I thought. Now, here's another thing. The Transformers are not just going to, their sparks are not their sparks and what remains of their bodies are not just going to function as suits and powers for the Rangers and for Tony Stark. No. They're also going to function as partners. They're going to be in this together. They're going to work side by side. It's not going to be like the Rangers are in command of the Transformers. No, 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 no. It's going to be an equal. It's going to be equal. So, like, Optimus, whoever he's teamed up with, he's going to basically, like, help his partner formulate a plan. I'm actually thinking that because of their experience, because the Transformers are obviously very old, they've probably been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. They'll be the ones that handle most of the plans when it comes to, battle tactics. And the Rangers will pretty much just follow suit. Um, I don't know. But they essentially take not literally speaking, but functionally, they essentially act in the same way that Jarvis did for Tony as Iron Man. But obviously, they're not simple AI. They have personalities, which means they have their own thoughts. They're not subservient. So initially, I thought that Optimus should be teamed with Tommy because he's the leader, but then I realized something. No. He should be partnered with Tony. Uh, Yes, I do want to know something. Lay it on me. And the reason why I say this is because in this scenario, Tommy wouldn't really be the leader. And if you really think about it, he wasn't the leader even in the original Power Ranger series. He was called the leader, but he never showed any leadership qualities. Tony Stark always had in the MCU. Yeah, there's Captain America, but there were plenty of moments when Iron Man fit that role, when he took command, when the other heroes followed his lead. I'm the exact same way. I'm terrified of spiders, but I love Spider-Man. um so that's why I think that Optimus should be partnered with Tony. For um Tommy. Okay, so I know he's usually called Bumblebee, but I prefer the name Hotshot just because to me, Hotshot makes more sense as an Autobot name than Bumblebee. I'm sure people are going to get angry about that, but how do you go from Optimus to names like Red Alert, um, what the heck is his name? Jetfire, um, why am I blanking on so many names? To Bumblebee, right? Like Bumblebee does not sound like the name of a Transformer. It could work as as like a Predacon or maybe a Maximal, but a an Autobot? No, I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Um so I would probably make it so that Bumblebee slash Hotshot is partnered with Tommy. Yeah. Um, for now, that all that being said, however, since this is a crossover, and crossovers obviously will never be canonical, and it's a huge what if, there's no reason why Jason can't still be Red Ranger here. And also no reason why we couldn't make it so that Tommy couldn't potentially both be the Green Ranger and maybe White, or like an amalgamation between the two, or since they're basically going to get brand new suits anyway, keep him as the Green Ranger. And I don't know, you don't even have to use just Autobots. My thinking was maybe you could even use characters from Beast Wars. You could use, heck, this might sound crazy, but what if we went with Dinobot for Tommy? He's not a dragon, but a velociraptor is a lot closer to a dragon than than them Bumblebee slash Hotshot, or the maximal equivalent, which would be Cheater, who's a cheetah. Um, so yeah, why not Dinobot? Plus, he has that honor code. I could see that working. Plus, in a weird way, Tommy and Jason kind of had like a Goku and Vegeta relationship. Not literally, but sort of, kind of. Although we could also change it to where Tommy is partnered up with Starscream, because there have been instances where Starscream joins the Autobots. It doesn't remain that way, but since that has occurred, it can make sense for him to jump ship and decide that I'm not like Megatron, I'm not really evil, I have a code, and because of that code, I can no longer be part of this. I think that would be pretty awesome. Starscream partnered with Tommy. And you could also sort of fit in like a new type of... Maybe you could fit in the evil Green Ranger storyline somehow, say that it hadn't happened yet, or something. And that gets reinvented in this crossover, where Starscream is part of the Green Ranger powers, and he and Tommy together have to, like, do some soul searching and switch sides. Okay, so that's all out of the way. I'm also thinking that well, we can get into the movies. I've actually given my thoughts on what I would want to see in the movies. I want to make it perfectly clear that I cannot stand any of the Michael Bay films. But I also want to make it clear that I'm not really a Transformers fan. Outside of Armada, Energon, and Cybertron, I don't like anything that's related to the Transformers. And obviously also Beast Wars. Those 4 series are the only things I like that are related to Transformers. If everything that was Transformers were similar to those series, I would be a huge Transformers fan. The writing for the Transformers, especially Optimus and Megatron, is, in my opinion, excellent. The voice acting, no disrespect to Peter Cullen, but whoever voices Optimus in Armada, Energon, and Cybertron, and, Optimus Primal and Beast Wars, to me, is a far better fit for the character. Because he's able to portray both intensity and calmness and understanding. Optimus is supposed to be capable of being both a mediator and a warrior at the same time. Cullen, to me, he's too intense. He's always intense. His voice doesn't allow him to sound compassionate. Um, and that's why I don't care for Cullen. I get it. They brought him back as a G1. But I'll always believe that the voice actor who started playing Optimus with Beast Wars and then continued with Armada is the absolute best actor to have ever played Optimus Prime, because he brings out his qualities and values perfectly. He is the Kevin Conroy of Optimus. He's also the only one that made me like the character. Cullen never made me like the character. He's just robotic. He doesn't really bring emotion to the table. And of course, I also love his Armada design. I mean, I love his Armada design. I love his Energon design. I love his Cybertron design. Um, and I think Megatron's designs across all three of those series have never has never been better, especially in Cybertron. Holy cow! Um, but yeah. So getting back to it, yes, he definitely is. Optimus Prime gives me a lot of Charles Xavier vibes, but he's like a better Charles Xavier, because my one criticism of Charles Xavier is that he's too soft. He's not willing to fight because he's too afraid of his power. Optimus, on the other hand, what makes him great is he's the type of leader that's like, I'm not gonna make my men sacrifice themselves. Oh no. I'm putting myself at risk also. I'm not letting them do it alone. If we're doing this, we're doing it together. So that, you know, if one of us doesn't make it, you know what I mean? Like, there will always be camaraderie. That's why he's the best. He can be tough when he needs to be, but he always cares about those who he leads. And not only that, but there are even times where he'll let others take command when they have ideas that he thinks are better than his own. Anyway, so let each, shall we say, Cybertronian Ranger will have a suit that's sort of, it's like a weird amalgamation of both a ranger suit and a Transformer's body. My thinking is that it'll basically have a primary mode where it's a more armor based version of their original suits. But then it'll transform into a suit that's more heavily armored, that has aspects of a Transformer's body. And the helmet will will have aspects of the Transformer's head that they've been partnered with. Later on, they would get another form where they'd be able to go into um, like different suits, different forms. Um, some would be more inspired by the Autobots, others would be more inspired by. Oh, absolutely. If you mean like talking about crossovers and and things of that nature and stuff to do with Transformers, Iron Man, and Power Rangers, absolutely. That's pretty much all I do. Question now. What time is best for you? Because I'd prefer to stream when you're most likely able to attend so that you won't miss it. Like, I'll even schedule my streams around that. Oh, I didn't even get into my idea for the villains. So for Lord Zed and Company, my idea is that they kind of do the same thing, but they steal the power of the Decepticons. And they somehow use like their energon and their spark and their tech to amp up their magic and overall strength. So like Zed would look somewhat robotic and have like you'd be able to see that there are traits of Megatron's like body like in his somehow, but it's not actually Megatron. Um, he's basically just taken his body and incorporated it into his own. Um, and I thought what would make this work so well is that he could do this to try to one up on the Machine Empire. If he can combine his magic with the advanced technology of the Decepticons, he might be able to wipe out King Mondo and his forces and then never have to worry about anyone threatening him. He'd have no reason to fear. Because think about it, the Decepticons, they would bulldoze the Machine Empire. See, people are talking about other crushes. Which is, of course, not a problem. Um, I do indeed. Uh, I have a cat. I would show you her if she was close by. I currently have my phone plugged in so as to charge it. But remind me next time, and I will make sure to show her to you. Uh, but yeah, I have a cat named Baby. She's a calico. Where's the little one? Oh, she is beautiful. A Netherland dwarf rabbit. I don't think I've ever heard of one of those before. I'll have to look that up. I'll be right back, people. I'm not going anywhere. I just had to go do something real quick. Apologies for my silence. I also just had an idea. Alrighty there, ladies and gentlemen. Not a problem. We all, spell things incorrectly from time to time. Do not beat yourself up over it. Also, the princess has made her presence known to us. Let me try and get her on camera so that you can see her on her throne. For as we know, cats are royalty and should be viewed as well as treated as such. Hey, baby. Your public awaits. Come here, girl. Come here, babe. All right. You might be able to hear her chattering. Come here, little one. Come here. Look at me, babes. Come here. Oh, that's my ugly mug. Not ugly, but... Here, babe. Come here, baby. 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 People want to see you. Come on, little one. There you go. The lawnmower's freaking her out. Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it pretty, baby? Isn't it? You okay? You alright? Are you okay? Hmm? Yes, she is. Hey, little one. Hey, little one. Hey, little one. Can you say meow? 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 Can you meow? Baby. Meow? Can you meow? Can you meow? Can you meow? There is literally only one thing I dislike about cats. The fact that you can't get a cat to meow on command. And I dislike it so because I love the sound of a meow. If only she could be much more vocal. If only you could meow more. Yes, yes. But I know you only speak when you have something to say. If she could be more of a chatterbox, I'd love her even more. As well as cats in general. Let's close that window so it doesn't freak her out. There you go. Okay, okay. You want something? Do you want something? But I like all cats. Like, not just domestic. I like big cats. I like them all. You know, lions, tigers, you name it. I think they're all beautiful. Just beautiful creatures. And they really are just big kitties. I mean, that's not me trying to say that I'd want to. That's not me trying to say that I'd want to, be in the same place as a lion and try to pet one. But like, oh, I love wolves too. Oh my gosh, wolves. Wolves are gorgeous. So actually, I guess I'd say I love both I love both wolves, slash dogs and cats equally. Um, but I have a soft spot for birds too. So I guess they're like my trifecta. um, safe. I've already answered the question as to what my age is. 37. I'm especially fond of birds like owls. Um, you know, toucans. I used to be afraid of cats too, but that's because I had a bad experience with one. See, I don't believe cats are a good pet for kids because cats are very much to themselves and they don't know how to interact with children that well. And that's not the cat's fault, nor is it the child's fault. It's just one of those things. A cat isn't able to interpret how a child is acting um, correctly. And so, you know, when they don't mean to hurt, right? Like sometimes they play a little too hard. They might like swat, and that obviously can petrify a child who doesn't understand what's going on. That's what happened to me. We had a cat who was not being nasty, and was wrongfully punished. And the reality is, we shouldn't treat cats like they're dogs. Um, Cats just need to be accepted for how they are. Um, I don't know what you're trying to say there, Safe, but if you have a problem with cats, then this is not the place for you. Cats command respect, and they don't just love unconditionally, which to me makes them more desirable than dogs because you have to earn their trust, you have to earn their affection. I'm so sorry to hear that. Safe. When a cat bonds with you, it's a much stronger connection than it will ever be with a dog. And I say this as someone who loves both dogs and cats, but cats get to make a choice. This one right here, she chose me. A dog doesn't get that choice. And it's a shame. It really is. I mean, okay, it's not 100% that way because if you rescue a dog, that dog is going to be forever grateful to you. And I'm also not trying to suggest that dogs are unintelligent because that's not true. They're quite intelligent, but cats are just a bit smarter in terms of individuality. Um, because I want to, and because that's all I do with this channel is live streams. Oops. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Oops. Also sorry for that. I Thought I had checked my nose. I am so sorry for that. That was nasty. It really that I mean no excuse for that whatsoever. I wish that hadn't been seen. Um that's awesome. Uh Based on your picture, it seems like you wait. What are those in your picture? I thought they were penguins, but is that a wolf and an otter? I don't have a problem with that safe. This is not in this is not a place I mean this this isn't a video that's for kids, but it's not it's also not a place that's unsafe for kids. I don't swear in my videos, mostly because I think it's unprofessional and unbecoming. If we have to curse every time we speak, then why should anyone listen to what we have to say? We should hold ourselves to a higher standard than that. Um, that doesn't mean that I don't swear, but not here. Um, oh, very cool. Huskies are beautiful. I love their vocals, like their you know. And they're so good for your psyche. Dogs and cats alike. They really do brighten your day. Um, people actually live longer if they have a dog or a cat. Um, and that's been proven. They live longer, they're happier, they actually lower your blood pressure. I'm sure we do the same for them. Right, little one? Hey, babes. You okay? Who's 21? I'm not 21. I wish I was 21. I'm 37. Getting back to Transformers, though, or the thing in general. You know what? Let's just talk about Transformers for a bit. Just Transformers. Um, Not this again. Seriously. This phone has real problems. Uh, so unfortunately, friends, everyone watching, I'm experiencing a real problem with my phone here. And because of that, I have to end the stream now. Uh, so thank you so much for a very eventful stream. I hope you will all uh, be here for the next one tomorrow, where we will continue to talk about Power Rangers, Transformers, Iron Man, uh, the crossover idea, things to do with them in general. Uh, I thank you all for your support. I hope you will continue to like, comment, and subscribe. That goes for everyone, including those who have yet to see this. as it is currently live. And as is tradition, the truth is, I am Iron Man.